Hello, welcome to today's video, how to draw and trace a lotus. The first thing that I'm going to do is to fold this piece of paper corner to corner. We're going to match the top right hand corner and the bottom right hand corner. Now I'm going to fold the paper again, corner to corner, and I'm putting in a crease where the fold is. So if you open it up, you'll find that you have 1, 2, 3, 4 sections, and they should all be about the same. And I've turned the paper over so that it lies flatter on the board. So 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. Now I'm going to start by drawing a horizontal and a vertical line, go through the middle of the lotus. The point where the two creases meet is the centre of the page. So I've got my ruler and I want it to be 18 centimetres across roughly, so 9 to the centre and 9 the other way, and 16 going vertically, so roughly 8 up and 8 down. Now I'm going to measure where I want the bottom of the first petal to be, and I actually want it to start at 5 centimetres roughly, and then be 3 centimetres tall. And the width will be 2.5 centimetres. Now drawing a nice curve, and I'm measuring the petal going horizontally too. So I know where I'm going to end the petal, and I've marked the width, and I'm going to use these 2 points and join them together and make a nice curve again. Now I'm going to find the midpoint between the 2 petals, and that will be the centre for the petal in between. So it's 4 centimetre gap, so 2 centimetres is halfway. So going through the centre of the page to make it symmetrical, I'm going to mark the top of the petal. And I'm drawing a nice curve down on the left. And I'll do the same on the right. Now I'm going to fold the bottom of the page over the top of the page, and I don't know whether you can see through, but I'm going to draw around the outline that I can see. So I'm just going over what I've already drawn. Because I'm using thin paper, it's only 80 GSM, grams per square inch. It means that if you make a solid line, you should be able to see this through the paper, and when you fold it back you can see through the paper again and you can draw around that outline. By tracing in this way you get a nice symmetrical shape. I'm now going to do the centre petal and one to the side. So if you fold the paper again, you can see the outline that you've already made, and you can trace through like we did before. Alternatively, you can use tracing paper. I'm now putting some tracing paper over the top of what I've drawn. You can see through quite clearly. This is quite transparent, and so it's much easier to see the lines that are there and to trace around them. Now the reason we use tracing paper is so that you can transfer a rough drawing onto a clean piece of paper, a nice piece of paper, and so you get a smooth line once you know that your drawing is right. This is particularly useful for watercolour paints. So we've drawn that half of the lotus. I'm turning over the tracing paper. Because it's symmetrical, I only need to turn it over once. So I just go over the line that I can see, and this should mean that the pressure is making the pencil on the underside stick to the paper below, or transfer. and when you lift up you can see the outline there. Now you can draw around this outline so you get a clear outline. So this is only to show you how to draw and trace. If I were going to use this outline for the original painting, I'd draw it again on a clean piece of paper. For my painting, I'm going to be using a canvas, so I'm using charcoal instead of pencil on the back of the drawing. The reason we use charcoal for a canvas painting is that charcoal will stick to the canvas and you can see the outline and you can also rub it out, whereas pencil, it doesn't transfer easily to the canvas. You do have to be careful using charcoal because it will smudge. Once I've finished this lotus, I can then turn over the tracing paper onto the clean canvas and go over it with a pencil and get a defined line. So first of all, I'm going to measure the middle of the lotus, the line for the horizontal. So I've turned over the tracing paper. I'm doing a quick measurement either side of the lotus to make sure that I have it in the middle. Now I'm tracing around the outline of the charcoal. The charcoal is underneath and that is pressing into the canvas. I'm going around each petal and getting a nice shape. And then we can remove the tracing paper, and that's the lotus beneath.